today we are going to be talking about the 5 major things that have totally changed over the years, even since when I first started coaching. You're not going to want to miss this because I don't want you to be left behind. A lot of people are still teaching some of the old ways and old strategies. So without any further ado, let's jump right in. All right, number 1, if you haven't guessed it, then I'm going to give you the answer. Topspin. Topspin has dramatically increased in this game and has improved throughout time. Now, not only on drives, not only on serves, but on dinks and drops. So specifically today, again, at a high level, if you're aspiring to be a high level player or you're playing at a high level, you are going to want to dink with topspin. So before, I remember when I first started playing, everything used to be coming under the ball, maybe a little bit of slice, right? Which is, these aren't good, I mean, these aren't bad balls here, right? They, generally stay low most of the time. But again, topspin is just greater pressure, okay? Hits the ball or makes the ball come up and down really, really quickly. So I'm gonna show you a couple topspin dinks. Here we go. Keys here is really getting that paddle tip under the ball.
I can't even handle it.
And brushing upwards on it, whether we're doing 2 hands or 1. The topspin dink has been a game changer, okay? So make sure you're working on that. Not only topspin, but on drops as well. I remember when I first came into this game, hitting drops, pretty much lifting or slicing all of them. In today's game, if you are not learning how to drop with topspin and you want to put maximum pressure on your opponent, then you probably should start to learn how to do that, especially on the forehand side, at least to start. Here we go. Okay, so same thing. Again, without breaking down the whole stroke, making sure that I'm keeping my paddle tip down and I'm brushing up. Again, not perfect, but this is why we practice and drill. All right, Kaden, give me a couple on my backhand. All right, so here we go. On the backhand side, again, I'm still working on it. But dropping with topspin on the backhand side is also very aggressive. So if you want to add more offense and more aggression to your drops, which was before more so of a defensive shot, you can also drop very offensively with topspin. So now, Kaden is gonna get to the second one. Before we jump back in, I wanna make sure you know about our attacking masterclass. It's packed with drills and insights that will show you how to take control of your opponents and attack like a pro so that you can be the most dominant player on the court. It's completely free. Just go to attackmasterclass.com and sign up. Now, let's get right back to the video.
All right, number 2 is the 2-hand backhand. Now, this is something that I've been trying to work on over the last few months, but believe it or not, a couple years ago, my dad actually looked me dead in the eyes and told me, "Son, you need a 2-hand backhand." And I looked at him and I was like, "Dad, I don't know what drugs you were on, but there's no way in heck that I'm ever doing that." And look at me now. 2 years later, I am now trying to catch up and continue to work on this shot. But I can use this shot back at the baseline, in transition, up at the kitchen line. It does not matter. It really does add a lot of stability to my shots, a lot more control. It also creates a lot more offense for me as well. So it is something I'm currently working on, and if it's something that you guys don't have, that's okay, but it is a great idea to look to add it. This game is evolving like crazy. I wish I could do that in the game. But if you guys are not using the 2-hand backhand yet, like I said, not a big deal, but it is something you want to look to add because there is so much benefit to using that 2-hand backhand.
If you go back to any gold medal match pre-2016, you'll see a lot of this. All right. So, all jokes aside, there was a lot of cross-court dinking back in the day. And one of the reasons for that, I believe, is technology has changed So there's more aggressive dinking, and that also leads to more speed ups and attacks and counters. So nothing wrong with dinking cross court. Kaden and I teach moving your opponent out and opening space. But again, utilizing the middle is something that has become more and more clear as a really good strategy, especially at higher levels, because when I hit more balls in the middle, let's say obviously if we're playing doubles here, when I hit more balls in the middle, there's less options for Kaden to attack with pace and speed, okay? We're dealing with more players that are attacking off of the bounce and also out of the air on forehand and backhand side. So when we send the ball out and players are attacking from there, it just makes coverage a lot harder, right? The player down the line has to cover line, the player cross court has to cover middle, and they also have to cover the extreme angle dink. So the reason why we are seeing a lot of more middle dinks today is because it's easier coverage, and again, it just puts you and your partner in front of the ball. So that being said, nothing wrong with dinking cross court, but make sure that you are mixing in some middle dinks, especially when you get pulled out really wide. Go ahead, Kaden. Especially when Kaden pulls me out wide, I'm gonna make sure that I keep the ball more in the middle of the court so I can have the easiest coverage that I can.
One of the other things that has changed in this game so much is the disguise and the attacks on balls below the net. Higher level players have attacks from below the net, and that is going to cause a lot of pressure on your opponents. So dinks that are taken at waist level now are pretty dangerous because a lot of players have good technique with topspin, and they are looking to be aggressive a lot of the times, even if that ball isn't chest level high. So as an attacker, as someone who's playing up at this kitchen line a lot, I'm leaning in here a lot to look for balls at my waist or higher to now roll and attack my opponents with. So the game before that definitely was a lot more patient, I would say. But nowadays, things are a lot faster. People are looking to attack first, and you have to be on top of that.
Last but not least, we went over 4 different things that has completely changed in this game. Kaden just talked about attacking from below the net. So when we talk about offense, the first shot of the point, the serve. Obviously, you go back and watch old film. I know we talked about it and we talked about it in several of our videos, but just getting the serve in, getting it deep, there was nothing wrong with that back in the day. But again, the faster and harder and more spin that you could put on your serve today, that is going to result in weaker returns. So that allows you to be in the driver's seat of the point early on. So wherever you are with your serve, whether you are hitting an open stance or a closed stance serve, you're hitting a closed stance like that, or you're hitting more of an open stance like that, you wanna make sure that you are constantly improving your serve. Even players at the top tip of the Pro Tour, they are all working on how to make their serves more aggressive. And again, the main reason is not to hit winners. We're not hitting aces out there. We're trying to gain a slight advantage on every point. All right, if you guys really like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a comment. And again, tell us what you're working on today. Maybe since when you started, what things have changed in your game and what things have you seen changed in the game of pickleball? We'd love to hear it on all these techniques here, top spin, dinks, drops, all these things. We have videos all over our channel. You can scroll and see all the different videos that we have done. Make sure that you check them all out. We'll see you in the next video.
Why are you going the left hand?
Today, we are going to be... What are you laughing at?
God! Oh, that's wind, that's wind, that's wind.
Oh, that was sick, bro!
That's what I'm doing.
Dang it, sorry.